Success doesn't come to those who wish for it. It comes to those who become a magnet for it. You can read every book, repeat every affirmation, visualize every goal. But if your identity hasn't changed, nothing changes. You're not here by accident. This message found you because you're ready for a higher truth. It's not about chasing success. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts it. And today, you'll discover how. Because as Napoleon Hill taught, a properly directed mind can turn any desire into gold. A man without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, pushed by the wind, carried by the waves, and ending up anywhere except where it dreams of going. Hill said it clearly. The starting point of all achievement is a definite purpose. We're not talking about surface-level goals. We're talking about a burning obsession, that idea that keeps you awake at night, that inner fire that pushes you forward when there's nothing left to give. Most people don't fail because of lack of talent. They fail because they never decide what they truly want. They drift through life reacting to everything, hoping one day, somehow, things will just fall into place. But life doesn't change by waiting, it changes by choosing. When you decide with absolute clarity what you want, when you define it with precise words and powerful emotion, you send the universe a signal it can't ignore. That signal is vibration. That vibration becomes identity. And identity becomes the magnet for success. Ask yourself today, am I living with a purpose so strong that I can feel it in my chest? Or am I just surviving, chasing goals that don't even excite me? Because if your purpose doesn't give you energy, it's not a purpose, it's just another task. And here's the truth. Your purpose doesn't need permission. You don't need validation from your parents, your friends, or the world. Clarity isn't negotiated, it's declared. And when you declare it, everything else begins to align. You stop doubting. You stop drifting. You stop living on autopilot. You start living with direction, with intention, with power. You no longer chase everything. You focus on one thing. And that changes everything. Napoleon Hill said the mind must be directed. If you don't control it, your fears, doubts, and other people's opinions will. But when you choose a specific purpose, when you say, this is what I will build, this is what I will achieve, your mind, your body, and your environment begin to align. Here's the hard truth. Vague goals create vague results, but a firm, emotional, crystal-clear decision creates an invisible force that starts moving the pieces for you. From that moment, you stop walking, you start advancing. You stop asking for permission, you act. You stop wondering if you're ready, you become ready. That's the first great transformation, from doubt to purpose. And once you reach that state, you don't just attract success. You deserve it. Your mind is a garden. Every thought you allow is a seed. Are you planting doubt or faith? Fear or conviction? He'll put it bluntly. You must control your mind before you can control your destiny. If you don't choose your thoughts will choose you. And most of them don't come from your greatness. They come from your wounds, your past, your environment, or worse, the collective fear of the world. Your mind can be your best ally or your worst enemy. It all depends on what you feed it. If you feed it complaints, negativity, and limitations, don't expect an extraordinary life. You can't build greatness with mediocre materials. You want a big life? Start with big thoughts, because your thoughts become beliefs. Your beliefs become habits, and your habits shape your destiny. It's a domino effect, and it all starts with the thought you choose today. Now here's an uncomfortable truth. You don't have to be positive all the time, but you must master the negative. When fear shows up, watch it. When doubt appears, face it. When laziness whispers, move anyway. Mastering your mind doesn't mean eliminating emotions. It means deciding which voice leads your life. The voice of fear or the voice of purpose. Every time you choose faith over fear, clarity over confusion, action over paralysis, you're sending your brain one command. I am in control. That's mental discipline. That's magnetism. Because when your mind begins to obey your vision, your entire body, your energy, your environment follow. No external success can last if your inner world is chaos. And no external failure can stop a mind that has already decided to win. You're not a victim of your current reality. You're living in the echo of your repeated thoughts. You want new results? Change the root, not just the fruit. Your mind doesn't reflect your life. Your life reflects your mind. And when you take control of that mind with discipline, intention, and purpose, you become a magnet that doesn't chase because it already attracts. Look at your life. Everything you have today, you attracted, not with your desires, but with your identity. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you deserve. If you're not attracting extraordinary results, it's because you're still tolerating things an unstoppable mind would never allow. Every time you justify mediocrity, every time you say it doesn't matter when it does, you're reinforcing a weak identity. And that weak identity repels what you say you want. This isn't about repeating pretty words in the mirror. It's about becoming someone for whom success is natural. And that requires a radical decision, a decision to raise your standards. Ask yourself, am I acting like my most powerful self? Or am I still behaving like the old version of me? Expecting new results with the same mindset? You have to kill that version. The one that survives on excuses, procrastination, and self-sabotage. Because that version will never build the life you dream of. Napoleon Hill said it best. Wise men make sure their actions are in harmony with their desires. You can't desire wealth and live with poverty habits. You can't want success and keep reacting with fear. You can't speak of greatness and act small. Attraction isn't a technique, it's a reflection. A reflection of who you are, what you tolerate, and what you do when no one's watching. Successful people don't negotiate with their weaknesses, they train them. And that's what you'll do starting today. Cut off everything that keeps you from the identity that attracts what you deserve. Because every weak habit, every accepted excuse, every limiting voice is an invisible chain holding you back. But each time you break one, your energy expands, your magnetism strengthens, your field clears. You stop begging for opportunities, and they start finding you. You are not what you say. You are what you sustain, what you decide to be when no one is clapping. So look in the mirror and ask, who am I being today? And does that identity deserve the success I claim to want? If the answer is no, don't wait another second. Kill that old version and start living like the magnet you were designed to be. Do you know the difference between those who live big and those who only dream? The first act before they're ready. The second wait to feel ready. And that difference changes everything. Napoleon Hill said, don't wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you are with what you have. Action is the bridge between vision and result. And if you don't cross it, your dreams will remain smoke. You can plan forever, prepare forever, research forever, but nothing replaces action. The fear doesn't disappear. You move through it. Because faith isn't silence. Faith is movement. The universe doesn't respond to hesitation. It responds to decision. When you act decisively, without waiting for permission, you tell life, I'm ready. I'm committed. I'm all in. And life responds, not with comfort, but with growth. Because when you move, your path unfolds. When you wait, it stays hidden. Every day you delay your action, you weaken your faith. Faith grows with steps, not thoughts. And every step, even imperfect, builds momentum, clarity, and strength. Faith isn't sitting and hoping. Faith isn't just visualizing. Faith is motion, energy in action. He'll call it the chemical element that, mixed with emotion, creates power. If your faith isn't moving you, it's not faith, it's fantasy. Real faith thinks as if it's done, speaks as if it's done, acts as if it's done. Faith without action is fantasy. Action without faith is exhaustion. You need both, like the two wings of an eagle. Faith that moves mountains and action that climbs them. Stop waiting to feel ready. Move as if you already are. Because the universe doesn't respond to doubt. It responds to certainty. And certainty isn't luck, it's decision. That's what changes everything. You can have vision, discipline, and drive. But if your environment doesn't match your frequency, you're swimming against the current. Hill dedicated an entire principle to the mastermind. No mind is complete by itself. Real power is born when two or more unite in harmony toward the same purpose. Look around. Who do you talk to every day? Who has access to your thoughts, your ideas, your emotions? Are they lifters or anchors disguised as company? Success isn't built in isolation. It's built in intention. You don't need more friends. You need allies. People who don't get offended when you grow. People who don't let you quit. People who tell you the truth, even when it hurts. That's your circle of fire. And if you don't have it yet, don't worry. You'll attract it. Not from need, but from transformation. When you raise your frequency, when you think with clarity, when you act with conviction, you attract people who live the same way. Because mediocrity is uncomfortable next to greatness. And greatness seeks its reflection. So if your current environment doesn't inspire you, don't fight it. Change yourself. When your standard rises, when your vision becomes so clear it intimidates, when your energy shakes the room, the right people will appear. Because surrounding yourself with power isn't luxury. It's mental survival. Remember, the lone wolf survives, but the focused pack conquers. Most people think attraction is desire. But desire doesn't attract. Identity does. You don't attract what you imagine. You attract what you embody. Hill understood this long before anyone else. You can't have in reality what you haven't built in your mind. You want abundance? Live like someone who deserves it. You want freedom? Think, act, and decide like someone free. You want success? Commit to the standard of someone who already made it. Because the universe doesn't respond to your wishes. It responds to your vibration. And that vibration isn't built in a minute of meditation. It's built through daily actions, habits, and decisions that scream without words. I am ready. Attraction is a mirror. It doesn't show you what you want. It shows you what you believe you can have. That's the real transformation. Not wanting, but becoming. Success isn't a destination. It's a consequence. You don't need more information. You need one thing, a decision. Stop chasing. Start becoming. Because success doesn't come to those who wish for it. It comes to those who reflect it. If your current reality doesn't yet look like your dream, it's not because you're not capable. It's because you haven't yet become the one who can hold it. You don't need to run faster or scream louder. You need to align your vision, your habits, your faith. And when that happens, when your thoughts, actions, and emotions synchronize, the world responds. Doors open. People appear. Opportunities align. Because you changed. And once you do, the universe has no choice but to follow.